personally, with direct-to-consumer aligners, I'm of the proclivity that I like them being in the market. I think it's opening up an enormous market space that we never had.
It brings a lot of awareness, and especially to that younger, sort of Gen Z, sort of population. That's everything. They want everything digital. They want everything now. They've tried to do it themselves, and they realize that there are some negative consequences, to it. They might have a couple of front teeth that have lined up, but now they're coming into our office, and I would agree with you. It brings that level of awareness, to orthodontics and what we do, and it's also not easy. I think what we do, I think everyone just thinks that we just sit around and tell our assistants to do things, but there's a lot of time spent and mental anguish trying to figure out how exactly we want to move teeth in millimeters, to make sure, or even, half a millimeter, because, people come in and they feel their bite feeling off, and we want to make sure that, if we're going to put our stamp on it, that, the patient gets what they want.
One of the things that it's made us better at is what we would define as limited treatment. Mm-hmm. We wanted to fit everybody into the full treatment box.
Right.
We as a profession.
Yeah, I had a patient that came in the other day, and she had gone to Smile Direct Club, and she came in and was just not happy with the outcome. And I said, okay, well, it was still just minor little tweaks need to happen, so we used SLX aligners. Yep. And she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much nicer these fit. She was like, I can't tell you how much nicer.
Should've whipped out your iPhone right then.
I know, but she goes, you don't realize. And I said, well, you had an impression that you took yourself. Right. And I said, but now when you come in-house, that's guided and monitored by an orthodontist. And I said, then you have scanning technology. We 3D print with the accuracy, or the SLX aligners, then they just absolutely feel and see the difference.
We know aligners fit in the beginning, and we know after so many aligners, there's a difference between biologic reality and in virtual reality. You're always going to have aligners that don't fit at stage X, whatever that is. You have to do refinements. Mm-hmm. You've got to reset the clock to get that precision fit of those aligners. That's not happening with a direct-to-consumer product. We diagnose and treatment plan every patient, every appointment. Consumers are going to justify it with the story they tell themselves. I don't have time to go into the orthodontist. I don't have the money to go see the orthodontist. It's great. It's going to increase awareness, but our practice will be different. And I'll tell you another way it's going to be different another 3 or 4 years from now. Our cases are going to be more complex, and it's going to bring very complex cases that we've traditionally said we can't do in X amount of time, or we can't do without surgery. So now we have a much more efficient way of treating far more complex cases than we had before.
Do you feel a struggle in your practice related to the direct-to-consumer, that trying to get your message out of why the orthodontist is so important in the process?
I used to. Mm-hmm. I don't anymore. We've now implemented in our practice really kind of two things. One is we're offering aligners, just a few aligners for that refresh. So we now have that limited treatment aligner component to compete with direct-to-consumer aligners. The other thing is we market doctor-guided all the time, showing the value of what we can bring to these to patients that are in that market, because it's a reality. It's happening. We just need to find the way to communicate the value of what we offer to those patients, and we have to have the ability to deliver on it too.